once the proud cradle of African leadership, the place where multiple African presidents completed their university studies, with alumni including 7 presidents: Nelson Mandela, Robert Mugabe, Seretse Khama, Julius Nyerere, Kenneth Kaunda, Thabo Mbeki, and Hastings Banda. The University of Fort Hare has now become a scene of chaos, flames and lawlessness as it is set alight by the very same ideologues that produced these African presidents. The university's decades-long culture of so-called revolutionary violence has now escalated to new levels as the current protest over student representation and safety has been turned into one of the most destructive uprisings in South African university history, with its Alice campus engulfed in violence, hostage situations and burnt down buildings. Fort Hare's century-old legacy is being reduced to ashes as we speak. Students on the campus of this university are currently protesting the governance, safety and representation of the university, which has led to a campus shutdown after several buildings, including lecture halls, a library and administrative buildings were set ablaze. The protests, which have already caused hundreds of millions of rands worth of property damage, are linked to the university management's recent decision to appoint an interim SRC, as well as concerns about safety, residence conditions and financial management, as well as demanding the removal of Vice-Chancellor Prof. Sakele Buhlungu. In the ongoing chaos, police and campus protection services have repeatedly clashed with students, and in one instance, 4 security staff were even held hostage by the students before being rescued by the police service. The University of Fort Hare was originally founded by Scottish missionaries in 1916. It was originally called the South African Native College, and it sought to bring a Western-style education to black people living in this region. It was purposefully built right on the edge of the Xhosa territory known as the Ciskei, and from the very start enrolled primarily black and Anglo-South African students. The university had liberal ethos from the very beginning and fostered many left-wing revolutionary political leaders of the 20th century, including not only the ANC's Nelson Mandela and Oliver Tambo, but also the PAC's Robert Sobukwe, and of course Kenneth Kaunda, the president of Zambia, the first president of Zambia from 1964 to 1991. As well as the well-known president of Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe, the one that basically destroyed what was a great country in Rhodesia in less than 2 decades. For the first 5 decades of its existence, Fort Hare was a multiracial and multicultural university with a diverse student body until the National Party Prime Minister Hendrik Verwoerd banned white people from attending this institution in 1962. This transformed the university to a distinctively Xhosa university. In 1981, when the Ciskei became independent from South Africa, an independent country, following a referendum in which over 99% of its citizens voted in favor of it, control of the University of Fort Hare was handed to the Ciskei government. Despite being under control or full control of the Ciskei government, the university's liberal white professors continued to undermine the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the Ciskei for the Xhosa people by means of their continued propaganda. In retrospect, it may have indeed been better to compel every employee of the university to commit to promoting the interests of its employer, the Ciskei state. When apartheid was abolished in the early 1990s and the Ciskei was reintegrated into South Africa or the Republic of South Africa, white students were again allowed to return to the University of Fort Hare. This was for the first time in 3 decades. Yet, the re-established multiracial and multicultural makeup of the student body has not led to the peace and harmony that its liberal founders envisioned. On the contrary, this caused so much racial tension and envy that we see what we are seeing today. I mean, to the liberal mind, 1994 should have inaugurated a golden era for this university, with its well-established liberal intellectual traditions and its commitment to ethnic and racial diversity. Furthermore, Fort Hare can in many ways be considered the intellectual breeding ground of not only the ANC, but all revolutionary Marxist or black nationalist or Pan-Africanist parties all over Southern Africa, especially of the Mandela era and the Mugabe era for that matter. The very generation that took control of the country in 1994. But instead of flourishing, Fort Hare, as a public university under the ANC, almost immediately started to fall apart at the seams. In 1997, violent student protests on campus, often for obscure reasons, led to staff members being suspended or expelled, vandalism at graduation ceremonies, and campus-wide boycotts by these very Afro-nationalists that this university produced. In 2013, the campus was also set ablaze as students protesting an increase in residence fees on campus. And again in 2016, during the university's centenary celebrations, university students also nearly burned down the Alice campus on the university as part of the notorious Fees Must Fall celebrations.
This contingent moved onto the campus to quell the violence. It was a running battle as students regrouped shortly after being dispersed. The ICT center and the marquee tents for the centenary celebrations were targeted by the students. The students also prevented non-students from entering the campus. A number of students were also arrested. The students have vowed to continue with their protest, even disrupting the centenary celebrations on Friday if their demands are not met. President Jacob Zuma is expected to deliver the keynote address at the celebrations. A number of dignitaries and Fort Hare alumni are expected to attend, including Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe.
Further, in January 2023, the Vice-Chancellor of the university, Sekela Buhlungu, survived an assassination attempt in which his bodyguard was killed. The attempted assassination is linked to his attempts to fight the prevalent corruption at the university. Now the culture of violence that has been prevalent on campus for decades is escalating to a whole new level. As Fort Hare finds itself caught in the grip of corruption and factionalism and criminal infiltration, violent protests by students over student representation and financial management have now led to the complete torching of multiple buildings on its Alice campus, and the university has absolutely descended into a battleground for political patronage networks and gangsterism. All indications are that this may be the end of the road for Fort Hare. Just over 100 years old, and so a formerly prestigious university that was founded and built by Scottish missionaries, maintained for decades by an Afrikaner government on white taxpayer money, is now being destroyed as it is finally being consumed by the destruction and the mayhem that is unfortunately so very characteristic of Africa. Will this destruction be the complete end for Fort Hare? At this stage, all indications indeed seem to be that this university will simply go down as another victim of the ANC regime. Fort Hare is unfortunately not alone. The ANC is in active process of destroying all of this country's public universities. Check out our latest video where we expose how African witchcraft is now taught as a science at some South African universities by simply clicking on this link appearing on your screen right here. And support our work by becoming a paid member of the Willem Petzer Group. We need your help to change the hearts and minds of people. Simply follow the steps on the banner at the bottom of your screen. Goodbye and God bless.